I feel like I have been gaslit by the whole entire world because I heard that this movie was good. Deborah, you should watch this movie. It's so good. It's gothic. It's Victorian. You're gonna love it. Look, I don't think this movie was good. I think the cinematography was amazing. I thought the actors were great. But when I left this film, I literally said, what the fuck did I just watch? And I want an explanation. Hey guys, it's your Deborah, student singer, songwriter, and everything else in between. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about my favorite TV shows, movies, and books. And today we are talking about Nosferatu. Okay, I saw all over online that Nosferatu was the next big thing. So I said, okay, I'm gonna take me and my girls. We're gonna go watch this film. Lily Rose Depp was in it and everyone was saying that her performance was amazing. So that's why I went to go see this film in the first place. Now, I will preface by saying, look, am I the biggest gothic person? No. However, I'm very familiar with vampires, not just like Twilight and the Vampire Diaries, even though I'm a fan of those as well. But I love the tale of Vlad Dracula Tepesh. Like, I'm a huge fan of Castlevania. I love the gothic aesthetic. And so when I heard that there's going to be a vampire, I was like, okay, like this is actually going to be so interesting. Let's see this like interpretation of it. And I know that there is a book behind it. I haven't read the book. So people in the comments, let me know about that. I hated this. I hated this. I really hated this, but it's not for the reason you think. Okay, so let's start with the positives of this film. Cinematography, beautiful. Actors, amazing. Also, side note, why is Mr. William Dafoe or Dafoe in every single film that I'm seeing? He was in Poor Things. He was in Acts of Kindness. I want to know where this man is. Because, anyways, back to it. The actors were amazing. Lily Rose Depp's performance was really, really good. At certain points, I was just like, there is no way this is just acting. Like, this girl looks possessed, right? And that's the point. She's a great actor. Everybody else in this film was absolutely amazing. Even, I think her name is Emma Corrin. She was in The Crown. Thought she was beautiful in this film too. And the music, the vibe and the aesthetic of it was great. I thought aesthetically that this was a beautiful film, right? That's where the positive ends. Because the plot of this made no sense. Made absolutely no sense. It's, in fact, in certain points of the film, I started laughing. Yeah, I started laughing because I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Okay, let me explain. So we first start out with Ellen, Lily Rose Depp's character that she's playing, and her husband, and he wants to, I think, become a lawyer, or he wants to work at the firm, and he's going to serve basically these papers to this man who's a very big client of this firm, except little does he know that basically the man who's working at the firm is not a man, but it's practically an inhabited demon that works for the Nosferatu, who he's going to hand in the papers for. Right. The first problem that started coming out very, very quickly within the first few scenes is that, yes, I understand that they used a lot of suspense in the first half of the film, but at a certain point where the husband character, I forgot his name, goes to the village in which there's so many people and they keep on warning him about Nosferatu, I feel like there's a lack of explanation and dialogue as to what this all meant. There was a lot of scenes in which I was just left with like a question mark because there was no explanation for it. I was just like, okay, I understand. They have this maiden who is naked on a horse and it's probably like a ritual or a sacrifice to keep Nosferatu away. I can understand that, right? But at certain points, after the husband character is like out of Nosferatu's home or castle, he basically is taken in by a bunch of these nuns or people who you think are nuns. When they were trying to heal him, at a certain point she said, no, don't go back, like you're not completely healed. Babe, I need an explanation as to what's going on because I understand the aesthetics, but girly pop, let me understand why he's not fully healed just yet. I feel like we only started getting answers towards the end of the film, and that kind of killed me, and it felt like it dragged out way too long for no fucking reason. So that was number one. It just dragged on for longer than it should have. There's certain points that should have been established better. Number two, I thought it was unnecessarily gory. Listen, somebody gave an opinion, I forgot where I saw it, but they said that Nosferatu makes vampires scary again. I kind of understand that in the sense that they wanted to keep to the original gory gothic versions of, you know, of vampires, and they're not just these pretty things that shine in sunlight. I can understand that and I can get behind that. In fact, I made that joke to my friends. I was like, if this man looked like Edward right now, we would be having so many hear me outs. than we fucking should have, okay? So I understand. But there's a difference between making vampires scary again, and then there's a difference between that and just having the most unnecessary gore for no fucking reason. At a certain point, everything started to like physically disgust me, and I felt like a lot of it was for shock value than adding to the story. Okay, there were so many scenes that were unhinged and unnecessary that I really didn't need to see, that really just physically disgusted me in the film. And I was just like, girl, like, you did not have to do all that. Okay, I think the character's name is Friedrich, the one that was married with the 2 daughters. Like, at a certain point where he kissed his wife's corpse, and then I'm pretty sure it's alluded to that he might have had sex with her dead body. Why was that necessary? I felt like there was also a weird over sexualization of like Lily Rose Depp's character, and I was just like, girl, like, this is not necessary, especially in a Victorian time, girl. It just felt super unnecessary, the amount of nudity, and I was just like, okay, like, I can understand a little bit for artistic direction, but I feel like this is becoming too much. Like, girl, like, I don't need to see you naked 24/7. Also, the like unhinged sex scene between Ellen and her husband was so unsettling. I hated that. I hated that so much. The amounts of gore with the mouth and the vomiting, chewing off the pigeon's head, absolutely not. A lot of the gore I just felt personally was unnecessary, and at a certain point, it's one thing if you have the gore that just like gives you a little bit of shock value and you're like, okay, I get it, it's serious. But then there's also having too much gore where you physically as a person are just so fucking done and you're so fucking tired that you're just like, what is the point of all of this? That's how me and the 3 people I went with felt the whole entire time. We were just like, what the in fact, at a certain point, we didn't even want to remember that we watched this film because it was crazy. And I feel like I'm being gaslit. Every time I go on the internet, everyone's like, Nosferatu is great, it's great, it's great, it's great. It looks great. But when I left the film, I was left with nothing. I don't know, you guys. I feel like the internet is lying to me. I feel like the internet, like, we're just so desperate for like good looking films that will take anything. This is not great. I just felt like it was unnecessary. The performances were great though. Like the actors did what they could with the script, but at a certain point it just kind of felt like it was going nowhere, and it just felt very detached. Like I understood, yes, Nosferatu's coming. Yes, he's a big demon that brings the plague. But what's the backstory? Why is he here? Yes, he likes a pretty maiden. Okay, and like I need a little bit more context, and I feel like that was also lacking. So I couldn't even support some of the characters at a certain point. Like, I want to support you in your decisions, but like, can I really? And I just felt like the jump scares were so unnecessary, because at a certain point, like, I would have a jump scare of what Nosferatu looked like, and I would just start laughing. I would just start laughing because I was like, you cannot expect me to take this seriously. You can't. Maybe this is just gonna be the corner of the internet that just doesn't like this movie, and that's okay. We can have discourse. I can dislike something, you can like something, that's chilling, that's fine. At the same time, I can also respect the direction that they were trying to go for. I don't know, y'all. You guys tell me how you're feeling down in the comments below. I just wanted to rant. I just wanted to yap about this because this was a crazy film. I ain't doing this shit no more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Check out my music on Deborah Music. I released my song called Supernova Walk, which you will hear in this outro. Okay, bye.